Okay, friends of Primary 6, I'm just delighted to meet you once again. How have you been doing? I'm happy to see you. I'm happy to see you. But did you do my work last time? I left you with 5 numbers about relative pronouns using whom, who, another one was whom, who, you remember them, and that. And I'm happy I got some feedback that you did well. Okay? You did well. Today, we are going to look at another type of pronouns. Do you remember where we started from? We started from personal pronouns. Then we went to interrogative pronouns, relative pronouns, and now we are going to the last part of it, indefinite pronouns. Indefinite pronouns. First of all, indefinite simply means not defined. Not defined. You remember when we are talking about whom and whose and who, we are talking about, and which, we are talking about particular. You would refer to a certain subject or a certain object. You would actually even look at the subject you are referring to. You would look at the object you are referring to. In other words, those pronouns were defined because they were referring to defined subjects and objects. Now, the indefinite pronouns do not refer to any particular antecedents. Do you remember antecedents? We said antecedents when we were talking about personal pronouns. We said the nouns that have been replaced by pronouns are now antecedents of pronouns. You remember we said to avoid the awkward repetition. Repeating a name many times or repeating a word that is functioning as a noun many times is very unpleasant, weird. Okay? So having replaced that noun with a pronoun, that noun that has been replaced by a pronoun is now called an antecedent of a pronoun. I'm happy you have remembered. Now, these indefinite pronouns do not refer or do not have particular antecedents. Let us look at some examples. We say one, each, someone. Now, who is someone? If we say somebody, for example, if I say, let someone bring us pieces of chalk. All of you may choose not to go. Because now who is someone? What does it mean? Yeah? If I say, is there anyone? You may choose to say, I'm not anyone. So it is just indefinite. It is not defined. So these are all examples. You can look at them. No one, everyone, nothing. We have the either and neither. It is also part of them. Both. We have also both. All those are indefinite pronouns. They do not refer to particular antecedents. If we say somebody is coming to dinner, the person you are speaking to will completely be unable to tell. You cannot define somebody. What is somebody? No way. Okay? Maybe no one will come to dinner. So somebody is coming to dinner. That is an example of an indefinite pronoun is in a sentence. None of us believes a word Henry says. None of us. Two first person pronoun. Plural, actually. This refers to two. The first person. Two of them. But who are they? Who are they? We don't know. None of us. Who is us? The two first persons. Who are they? We don't know. So indefinite pronouns do not refer to particular antecedents. And we cannot look at all of them at once. So let us look at one. Let us look at one. And the one we are going to look at is a plural one, both. First of all, both refers to two things together. Two things together. Have you ever heard someone saying two in one? Two, but together. Yeah? Are you two in one? How can you do this and do this simultaneously at the same time? Now, both refers to two things or two people together. And because it refers to two things or two people together, that's why we say it is a plural pronoun. Remember, indefinite. Let us look at it. Both chairs were occupied. Both chairs were occupied. We are talking about two chairs. Both refers to a pair. Okay? A pair. But I do not mean necessarily those things must be two, because we can have teams. Teams which are two, each team has many players, more than two, but we shall be talking about two teams. Are both your parents fans of soccer? When we say both your parents, we simply mean your father and your mother. Are both your parents fans of soccer? Let us look at both with plural nouns. Okay? Plural nouns. The button starts both engines at the same time. The button starts both engines at the same time. Remember, we are talking about two. So, this sentence is correct. You may wish to say, this button starts both of the engines at the same time. That sentence is correct. So if you say, this button starts both of the engines at the same time, that is correct. Let us look at both with the pronouns, but subject pronouns. We both prefer classical music. We both. So, we both is the same as both of us. We both is the same as both of us. The only difference is you have used both with the pronoun subject. Those are things now you remember. I don't have to go back to explain what a subject is and what a pronoun is. Yeah? But you can also use both with a pronoun object or an object pronoun. However, here you will have to use of. You'll have to use both with of. So we say, both of us prefer classical music. Or we say, both of us dislike techno music. Here we are using both with a plural, with a pronoun subject. Pronoun that is a subject. Then here we are using a pronoun that is an object. I have already explained this. That we usually use both of plus object pronouns. Okay? I have looked at that and I have explained. Now let us look at this one. When both can be used to link two adjectives in a sentence. Both an adjective and another adjective. These are very, very common in subsection 2, the rewriting part of the paper. He is smart. He is resourceful. You see? He is smart. He is also resourceful. So we say, he is both smart and resourceful. Both with an adjective and another adjective. My father was happy My father was happy when I got married. My father was happy when I got married. Oh. Again, my father was sad when I got married. Oh, I don't know how it can happen, but let us see. My father was both happy and sad when I got married. What are we looking at? Both with an adjective and another adjective. So when we are using both this way, we use it with a correlative and. Okay? Because we have the second thing to talk about, the second adjective to talk about. Let us see this one. They are both tired and hungry after shopping. In other words, after shopping, they were hungry. They were also tired. So I say, they are both tired and hungry after shopping. Aha! We looked at using both with an adjective and another adjective. Now let us look at both with a noun and another noun. You can be both a mother and a businesswoman. Mother is a noun, businesswoman is a noun. So in other words, you can be a mother, you can be a businesswoman. Rewrite and use both. You can be a mother, you can be a businesswoman. Rewrite and use both. This is what we expect from you. You can be both a mother and a businesswoman. And when we have different subjects, and the two subjects are doing the same thing, then we use both at the beginning. That's why you see, if we have a sentences like, Alice has to comply with the rules. Alice has to comply with the rules. Susan has to comply with the rules. We have Alice as a subject. We have Susan as another subject. Okay? But they are doing the same thing. So when the sentences are like that, we put both at the beginning and say, both Alice and Susan have to comply with the rules. We have changed our noun to plural because we said both is a plural pronoun. Let us look at one more example and say, I used to like playing football when I was young. I used to like playing basketball when I was young. Here we are going to use both in the middle simply because we have one subject doing the same thing. I used to like playing both football and basketball when I was young. That is when you are using both, when we are using both with a noun and another noun. When you have two nouns, different nouns, but doing the same thing, we put both at the beginning. And when we have one noun that is a subject doing the same thing, doing two different things, then we put both in the middle. Let us look at one subject. One subject, both, Kato is a farmer, Kato is a shopkeeper. So it's Kato is both a farmer and a shopkeeper. If we have Julius ate cookies, Julius ate yogurt. So we say Julius ate both cookies and yogurt. But when we have two subjects, Alan will play at the back, then Julian will also play at the back. So we say both Alan and Julian will play at the back. But I want us to understand this last point I'm talking about. If you meet sentences like, Kate has a smartphone, Jackie has a smartphone, You cannot say that both Kate and Jackie have smartphones. That sentence will be wrong. Kate has a smartphone, one, and Jackie also has another. So if we are using both to join these sentences, we say both Kate and Jackie have a smartphone each, meaning Jackie has one, Kate has one. But if you say both Kate and Jackie have smartphones, that means that we don't know how many they have, but whatever they have them together. They are theirs. But remember, each one has one. That's why if you meet sentences like this, it is very, very important. Actually, it is imperative that you put each at the end. The last point here is the use of both of and neither of. When the sentences are negative, we don't use both of. Instead of using both of, we use neither of. Okay? So we cannot say that both of us didn't go. In English, we don't have that. We say neither of us went. So neither of is used in negative clauses. In negative clauses, but not both of. Okay? So when the clauses are negative, we use neither of. Let us look at the sentences. Neither of them can swim. It is wrong to say both of them cannot swim. Let us see another one example as we finish. Neither of my brothers lives at home anymore. Don't say that both of my brothers don't live at home. No. Say neither of my brothers lives at home anymore. Remember, both is plural, neither is singular. That is why when we are using both, we are using plural verbs. But when we are using neither, you see singular verbs. Have you understood that, friends? When a negative verb is used, we use either of. Let us see this. She didn't like either dress. People like using either with plurals. Either, just like neither, either is also singular. If we say Ronaldo can play football with the right leg, Ronaldo can play the football with the left leg. There, we say Ronaldo can play football with either leg. So that's why I'm saying that when we often use a plural verb after, we often use a plural verb after either, even though it is a singular word. You see, she didn't like either dress. In other words, she looked at the two dresses and did not like any. So we say she didn't like either dress, but not dresses. So you get the difference between both, either and neither. Both is plural, neither is singular, either is singular. And when the clause is negative, we, instead of using both of, we say neither of. And that sentence now goes to singular because neither is a singular. I know you have many questions to ask me. Put them down, and when we meet again, please, I will be very glad to answer your questions one by one. Be safe.